I'm going to show you how to pipe a primrose using a flower nail template. I'm just going to put a little dab of icing on it so that the wax paper square sticks, and then you want to fill in each larger section of the flower nail template with a heart-shaped petal like I'm doing here. I'm using a tip number 104. Remember, with the tip 104, you always want the narrow end to be pointed upwards. And so in this case, the narrow end would be pointed towards the edge of the petal. That's just a tip number 16 star that I'm going to use. And then if I want to put a little stamen, I can take a tip number 2 or number 3 and just pipe a tiny little pull-out dot. When the flower is finished, I can just slide the piece of wax paper off the flower nail and put it in a flower former to dry. This is actually an empty paper towel roll cut in half, but you can get plastic flower formers. So while you're keeping the narrow end of the tip 104 towards the edge of the flower nail, you also want to move it up towards the edge and back slightly as you squeeze and turn the flower nail. That's going to give each petal the heart shape. And then it can go in the flower former as well. This helps keep the flowers from drying totally flat. They'll dry with a little bit of a curve to their petals so that they look a little bit more realistic. And the wonderful thing about royal icing flowers is you can make them well in advance. And then as long as you don't get them wet or drop them or expose them to extreme temperature changes, they'll keep because they dry really hard and firm. To make that last petal, notice that I only go about 3/4 of the way, and then instead of bringing the tip back towards me, I kind of lift it up and away. That I find helps keep me from messing up the first petal when I go to finish the final petal.